Cold cuts.
Cold Cuts
Cold
is back
cuts. We're
again.
back, baby.
What's
We're a
happening, dude?
little we're a little scatterbrained, folks, just because I think we mentioned it in the bonus episode, but we're gearing up. Harris is going on a lovely little cruise.
Whee!
So we're
Yeah,
trying to make sure we got our bases covered. I think we'll
that's
be
right.
okay. I don't think I'll have to do a beatless episode, but if
I
I
think
do, it'll
we'll
be
be
one.
okay. Yeah, I mean, it's possible, dude. I don't even know. We could maybe record another extra one before I leave, but we would be
We'll
between
figure it out.
that and finishing the animation, it might just be a lot. Yeah, it's
Dude, I know
possible
on some episodes we were talking about how when you apologize to the woke mob,
though.
it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't go over well, but we
It does
do
not.
need to issue an apology
For who?
for something we said a past few episodes for someone very near to us. We did mess up that I think we do have to say sorry.
What is it?
I hate to say it, bro, but the little penguin on your wall,
Oh
we've
yeah?
we've been informed by a Cold Cuts viewer. I don't think that's Kowalski. I think that's
What?
Skipper. I think
Oh my
apparently
God.
that's
Because he
Skipper.
says Kowalski analysis. He says
Yes.
Kowalski.
Yes. But
Damn. What
we're
the
both
fuck?
I can only speak for me, but I'm sure this is your sentiment. We are very sorry.
Yeah,
Um
I am so sorry. Uh damn, dude, I didn't even see that comment. That completely came out of left field for me. I
dude, I
never
should
thought
have
about
known
that.
though because the videos I always laugh at the one where it's like he's gonna say the N-word. But it's like Obama thanks him and says like, "Thank you, Skipper." So I should
Oh,
have known that was Skipper, bro.
dude.
We fucked up.
It's just Kowalski is like the most memorable name of the Penguins, and it's because he says Kowalski analysis.
There's
Yeah.
something like when people copy each other and reuse shit. I hate it because you
Mm,
can always notice it. But every war movie does this, and I'm so okay with it because it makes total sense. But there's
sad.
always a guy named Kowalski, and
Yeah.
there's always a guy named Martinez, and those names are just so perfect for
Yeah.
military dudes. Like it sounds so perfect when you say it, dog.
I mean, dude, you know that one actress, that Latina actress who always plays like tough Latina chick in the military.
Yeah,
That's
she's
like literally her part
the one
always.
in Scrubs, right or no?
Is it
Am
her?
I
I think you're
confusing her?
right. Wait, let
She
me
kind of
see.
looks like that, if not, because
Look, if I
there's a chick in
tough,
Aliens who they use a lot for that type of shit too. I
I'm gonna
think.
tell you right now who it is.
Yeah,
If I look
figure
up
that out. We can't misname anyone else. I can't risk it.
tough Latina actress, I'm gonna tell you right now. What the fuck is her name, man? Dude, she's in like I think she's in Avatar. She's in okay, these are like old movies. Avatar cast. Can you believe that they got rid of the hair sex scene in that
Dude,
movie?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. The only reason I'm thinking they did it, and I'd have to look into this, but my immediate assumption would be because they did the re-release recently, you know what I mean?
Yes.
My only thought is they wanted a lower rating so everyone could come see it, but I don't think I think that movie was PG-13 to begin with.
Yeah, and I mean
It's not even
that
graphic.
and yeah, that scene was not a particularly graphic it's not sexy. I mean, like was there
Well,
anybody in the audience that
I'll
was
be
like,
honest.
"Oh, baby."
I think as a kid, I remember College Humor did a skit about this, and I was like, "They're so right. They're
Uh-huh.
so right." But if we're talking hair sex, bro, it used to be so hot as a kid. Do you remember when chicks would do like the bun, and there would
Uh-huh.
be like that little banussy part of it you could like stick your finger in?
Uh-huh. The
That it
Barbussian
instantly seeing the Avatar scene with that was like
made you think of that?
flashbacks to that. Yeah, and I was just like, this is kind of hot. This is kind of
Yeah.
hot.
Well, I know that there's supposed to be something in the movie where they use their hair follicles to like spirit bond. So like it's part of the sex thing, but they also do it when they're bonding with the
Animals.
animals.
Which is
Yeah.
like Vosh probably saw that and got super hyped
It's
because the
like,
human
oh
equivalent of that
shit.
would be like before you ride your horse, they're like, now first you must put your penis in the
In
horse's
the horse.
ass so that
And
it
the horse is like,
knows.
oh, now we are bonded.
Yeah.
Now yeah. Dude. I gotta see that movie again in theaters. I actually want to say that I saw it in theaters the one time and I've never seen it again.
Dude, seeing it in theaters in 3D, like I know it became very popular to shit on Avatar, and dude, I get it. The story is not that in depth. It's literally
No.
like everyone's, it's just Pocahontas, but they're
Yeah.
blue. But seeing it in 3D at the time, like I want to almost see it again. I don't know if it's still out in theaters for the
Yeah.
re-release, but like I'm
It
still
totally
blown
blew
away
my
by
head
how
off.
cool it was,
Yeah.
bro. Like all the
It
shit, like
I mean, it was just, I don't know why. There was something about that era for movies. I want to say that movie, and when did Inception come out? They came out
yes,
around,
dude,
I
yeah,
want to
because
say
I
the
was
same
in
time
yeah, I was in high school and went with my boys to see
to
him.
see those. And I just remember, like, it feels like it's been a long time since maybe it's just because I'm getting older, but it's been a while since I've been like, I've gone to like a movie event. Like, oh, you have
Yes,
got to
yeah,
go see the movie. This is like the movie event of the summer, and it's like Inception. I think I saw like, dude, I saw that movie like 3 times in theaters, and then Avatar. I think I just saw it the once, maybe even twice. But yeah, the 3D was crazy. Like, there's just there's nothing coming out that's like I still see movies that I like in theaters, but not at that scale. It
level,
doesn't feel
yeah.
like they're still doing it like that anymore.
100%, dude.
Um,
Yo, speaking of which, I called you and chastised you on the phone
yeah,
a few days ago, but
yeah,
you were kind of hyping up. I need to see Barbarian in theater,
yeah.
but it finally came out on the illegal website I like to use. Soap Today,
Mhm.
by the way. If anyone needs movies, they got everything. It's totally free.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a
so
great website.
disappointed, bro. I'm so glad I didn't see that in theaters. I'm so glad, dude. It was like
That's crazy.
the first shot of the monster. I don't want to ruin
Hmm.
anything, but so I'll just say the monster.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't spoil anything. Well,
Well,
should we?
well, I
Okay,
won't. It's fair to assume there's like some sort of negative monster or something bad. But the first
okay,
shot of it, I was kind of like, this looks so shitty. Like,
okay.
I was shocked it was like a recent film, bro. I don't know, it
That
just looked
that's
very
crazy
bad to
to
me.
me. I think like okay, let's just say right now, spoilers for Barbarian for the next 30
Yes,
seconds to a
30
minute. If you have
seconds.
not seen the movie, I love this movie and I think you should go see it. And it's way better if you don't know what's gonna happen. So spoilers. But yeah, I don't think I remember. Maybe I need to give it a rewatch now because I think the reason it's on Soap today is because it just went up on HBO also. So
Yes, yeah.
um so I saw it in theaters and it's like it's scary because it's like there's a lot of suspense leading up to that moment for to the first reveal of this like monster creature. And maybe it was just the suspense or like how quickly it all happened, but I don't remember being distracted by the quality of the monster at all.
Well,
Yeah.
to me, it was just the first time you see her, or well, I
Uh-huh.
guess we're in spoiler mode. It was the first time you see her that I was kind of like, eh. But there were multiple points later on in the movie where they were showing the monster, and I was like, this is kind of scary, especially
Yeah.
like this is an overused trope in theater or not theater, but movies. But the guy trips and his flashlight only works for a few
Yes.
seconds. But that shot of it getting closer, I was kind of like, I'm
That
going to shit my
Yes,
pants.
and there's also that one moment where it's like very dark and he's about to go to that other door and you can see it just in the darkness
Yes,
and it just
yes.
like lurks back into the shadows and you're just like,
That's kind of
fuck,
freaky.
dude, yeah, that
I
shit's
will say to the
scary.
movie's credit, bro, and this is the reason I like The Witch
Hmm.
and Rosemary's Baby to an extent, because there's kind of two types of horror for me. There's like the jump scare type stuff, which
Hmm.
isn't even, people want to shit on that all the time, but there's times jump scares are spooky.
For sure, it can be fun.
But this type of horror is the type I love normally, where it's like, it's the only word I can think of is it's like unnerving. You feel like you're witnessing
Definitely.
something you should not be
For sure.
seeing,
It
which I
had
do like.
it's a good mix of both. Like it hits, in my opinion, it hits both. Like I think the concept is scary and what you're seeing, it lingers with you even after the jump scare, but it does make good use of like suspense and
Yeah.
startling moments as well. Dude, and it makes me think immediately like one of my favorite movie going experiences I've ever had was actually seeing a dog shit movie called Lights Out. Did you ever see that one?
What is that?
It
I'm
was it was
confusing that with Knives Out. That's not the same.
No, No, this one, Lights Out, was a horror movie, and it's from, I think, the same producer or visual director as like Insidious. So it uses a lot of. Did you see Insidious?
I didn't see Insidious. That one
Insidious
got
or
recommended to
The
me though.
Conjuring? Did you ever see The
The
Conjuring?
Conjuring, yeah, I've seen that one.
I
That's a
think that's
classic.
the same guy. I think it's James Wan is his name. James Wan. Yeah. Yeah, he worked on the Conjuring, Insidious, and he's the co-creator of Saw. Yeah, so he has like a very distinct visual style that he uses, and that's present in this movie, but I don't think he directed Lights Out. I think he just did like a he had a hand in it in some
On some
regards.
of the shots or whatever.
The movie, it's literally like they hired actors off of Craigslist. Like it's some of the worst acting. The story makes no fucking sense. It's really shitty, but it makes such good, like the monster design in that movie and the way that it uses just suspense and jump scares in that, like extremely liberally in that movie. When I saw it in theaters, it was in like a packed house, and it felt like being on a roller coaster because everybody was just like scream. You know that energy when you're in a horror movie and like
Yes,
a
yeah.
really packed house and everybody's just and something scary happens and then everybody's kind of like nervously laughing, and like it was like that energy, and it was so much fun. I saw it with like a huge group of my friends, and it was great. The movie itself was like laughably bad, but it I do like jump scares in that respect. Like they can be really fun in if you're in the right environment, I think.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
speaking of environments, I have more to say on Barbarian, but I don't know why this just flashed in my head. I remember
What's
being
that?
so embarrassed, but we went to go see the Joker movie a
Okay.
few years ago and that came out. And you saw it?
Yeah, I did see it.
You know the scene where he kills the one guy and then the short what's the
The
politically correct
the little
term?
person.
The little person is trying to like
Uh,
get out of the house, but he can't reach the door or whatever. I like did a
yeah.
guffaw so loudly, and the like five other chicks we went to see it with, and people who weren't even with us, but like everyone in the theater turned to me like, "What is wrong with you, dude?" And I remember just being like, "Oh
Yeah.
boy." Mm.
Dude, first of all, that makes me think like, have you ever seen? I think this is a Norm Macdonald. I don't know if it's a bit. I think he's on his podcast, and he says something where he has a guest on, and he says something like, "Oh yeah, you know the midget in that movie," and the person's like, I think you're supposed to call them little people," and he was like, "Well, I don't want to call people little." Like
Yeah.
that's he just has such a funny way of saying it. But anyway, yeah, the Joker, I saw that one. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it when I don't know, I think I streamed it at home or something like that. I think
Half.
I did sort of succumb to the uh the fucking hysteria
Oh,
about
you were scared you were gonna get
I
killed.
thought I was like I really don't want to get shot in a movie theater going to see this fucking
That was
gay
so
movie.
cringe, dude. The amount of journalists
Yeah.
who were like, "Dude, if you go see it, everyone you love will be killed,"
I
and it was like,
know.
dude, nothing
That was
happened. It was just
so strange.
twinky white people going to go see the movie.
I know. And it actually was it actually became really overhyped in that regard because they were worried that it was going to trigger an incel revolution.
Upright.
And I
Yeah,
remember
dude.
which is like what? And then I remember I saw it at home. I think I watched it just at home and I remember being like disappointed in that it was not as like
Crazy.
visceral or insane as I was
Yeah.
expecting it to be. I think Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor, but it's not. I didn't think it was that great of a movie. And then I actually watched it again fairly recently because I saw you saw this new Batman movie, right? With
I
Robert
uh
Pattinson.
I didn't see it in theaters, but I did see it and I got to say I did not like it.
I'm not even gonna lie. I did not like it either. There were some aspects of it, like actually the first 15 minutes of the movie, I was like, oh, I'm about this. And I did not like the rest of it. I really was like looking at my watch around like the 2 hour mark. I was like, yo, when is this movie going to end?
Dude, everyone tagged me in
There's a lot to hate about that movie, honestly.
you know when that thing went viral when the "Something in My Way" song,
Yeah,
but someone did the
something
"something in my
in my ass.
ass." They were like,
Dude,
"Dude, your song took off," and I was
dude,
like, "That
it
wasn't me."
does. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's so crazy because when I heard it, I also thought is this Zach? It really the voice really did sound like you, and it is something that you would make.
100%.
Like,
100%.
uh,
Dude,
that's
just to
funny.
wind my thoughts off on Barbarian
Oh,
though, because I
sorry,
do
go
have to
ahead.
say, no, you're good. I've been scatterbrained about
Because
this,
we're gonna talk
but
about Batman now for the next like hour and a
yes,
half. But yeah,
Buttman, Buttman. But
Batman.
dude, this
Yeah,
was the first movie because I remember telling you like, bro, I'm not gonna go see it. I hate Justin Long, right?
yeah.
That was kind of my big reason, and Daphne hates him too, so we didn't go see it in
Uh-huh.
theaters. But and I was so embarrassed because he came on the scene and then spoiler alert, skip ahead
Spoiler.
if you don't want to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this isn't a huge spoiler, but he's like involved in something where he like raped an actress
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
something. And that had nothing to do with me feeling this way. But this was the first movie I've seen him in where I liked Justin Long. And I was like telling Daphne that right after that scene. And I could tell
Uh-huh.
I was worried she was going to be like, why? Just because he
Like,
had like
what did you
a
say?
rape allegation? Like,
Yeah.
that's the reason. But this was the first movie. It was like, he didn't feel like because like the thing I don't like about him is it's always like he comes on screen like I'm acting,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
Justin Long, but it was
Yeah.
just like I think it's because he was playing an actor. He was probably
He
just like
he
a little
played
bit
a
better at
Hollywood
it.
douchebag. Yeah, he played a
Yeah,
Hollywood D-bag, and it was like I agree. I thought dude, I thought Barbarian was great, man. I sorry, the spoilers just keep
Reddit,
rolling.
Reddit
Sorry.
alert, bro.
I did not think it was Reddit. I thought it was really clever. I thought um it was this guy's first feature-length movie, I think, the guy who directed it. Forgetting his
Yeah, the
name
guy
now,
from
but
Whitest Kids You
from
Know,
Whitest Kids You Know. Yeah, and
and apparently he had a lot of help from Jordan Peele.
okay, yeah. Well, because the two of them, I know they both did the sketch comedy thing, and now they're directing horror movies. And I
Yeah,
love that.
do you like his cameo in the movie?
Who?
Well, I didn't even recognize him. Daphne pointed it out, but you know the part where he goes to the club to meet his old friend and he's
Yeah.
explaining what
Is it
happened?
him?
That's
He's
him.
the
Yeah.
friend. I did not know that, but that's cool. Yeah. I love the trend that we're seeing, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Jordan Peele. I wouldn't even really call myself a fan of Jordan Peele, but I liked Get Out and I like this movie Barbarian. Dude, the way that you're sitting right now, you look like very like I don't know why, it's something about your distance from the computer makes you look like yeah, like there's something like it looks like that image needs to be like deep fried or anyway, I like the trend of these guys that are comedians that are doing horror because I think there is something to like timing, like having a good sense for timing works both in comedy and in like the pacing of a horror movie. And some of my favorite horror movies are half comedic, like
Yeah.
American Werewolf in London. Do you know that one?
I haven't seen it now.
Dude, stop what you're doing and watch that fucking movie right
Yeah.
now. It's actually a phenomenal movie. I just rewatched it again too. It's one of my all-time favorites, and totally in line with that same thing. Just like it is a horror movie, but there's a ton of like humor just like interlaced in there.
Yeah.
I love that vibe, and Barbarian had that too. I think this Barbarian was horror first, but there were moments in it that were like
There were a few times
funny.
where, because Daph watched only like 20 minutes of it with me, but there were a few times we like blew air out of our nose or chuckled
Yeah,
a little bit.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, there's
Um,
something funny about that jump cut when after that the reveal of the monster and then it jumps straight to like sunny California and the guy's
yes,
like driving through there
singing.
and you're just kind of like, what is going on right now? Like where is this going?
This isn't a
Uh
real spoiler alert. Dude, there were a lot of bad writing moments in the movie that I could
uh-huh.
bring up. Just because I see this one going around on Twitter, I'm going to say it's not really a spoiler, but people are like, it's so funny and so real
Mm-hmm.
how, because you know how he's trying to sell his house, Justin Long,
Mm-hmm.
and then he discovers this rape room downstairs with literal
Mm-hmm.
cages, and he's like, oh, I could add this to the square footage. But
Yeah.
I was immediately ripped out of the movie because, like, dude, even if I was trying to add to the square footage of my house, if I literally found a dungeon
Yeah.
with bloody cages and shit,
Yeah.
I would not venture into the
No.
darkness with a fucking ruler.
No, but
That part was so like,
I thought that was funny, but not like haha relatable. I just thought it was funny because it was like all of these scenes, all of these like sets that we were shown in this one context where your heart is racing and you're like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Then we're shown the exact same sets in a different context with this dude just like goofily like
this is
measuring the rooms and
sick.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like that was I thought it was funny, but
Dude, another one I have to bring up
go
just
ahead.
because it was so bad. And it really did feel like the director was trying to do this thing that I think Jordan Peele did. I don't know if he gave him the idea, but
Mm-hmm.
I do like this normally when it's like, let's take a stereotype or like, is that the right word? Something like a cliche, something that happens a lot in horror movies.
Um oh like a trope.
A trope. Yeah, let's take a
Uh-huh.
trope and flip it on its head. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I do like that stuff, but there were so many times in the movie where it didn't work. The first one off the top of my head, I was so angry,
Mm-hmm.
is the homeless guy. Okay, there's
Mm-hmm.
always the guy who's like, yeah, stay away from Crazy
I know
Dave.
that,
He's
yeah, that's
crazy.
funny.
And it's like, actually, he was
He's
trying to
right.
help.
He's the only sane one. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but
yeah.
then he
Yeah.
takes them to this area when they're fleeing from the monster and
Uh-huh.
wait a minute, Crazy Dave, how do you know the monster can't get us here? Well, I've been here 16 years and the monster's never found me. And then
Yeah.
pff, the monster comes in and it's like, dude, that was
Yeah.
stupid as shit, dude.
They
I
had to,
hated that.
yeah. I thought like, I mean, they had to end it. They had to end the movie somehow, so it had to reach that climax over there.
Yeah.
I appreciated also with that movie and with actually American Werewolf too, is that they're not neither of those movies are long. Like I think both of the movies are like 90 minutes. You know what I mean? They're like,
Justin Long.
oh, Justin Long?
Hey, hey.
Um, I enjoyed it. We've already spoiled like the entire movie at this
This is the
point, so
Barbarian
you
episode.
you don't
This is
have
the
to see it
Barbarian
anymore.
episode.
But I thought it was a good movie. I think that guy, I would be. I'm excited to see whatever the next movie he puts out is, dude. I think it would be dope if you and I directed a horror movie. Like, can you
Bro.
imagine years in the future if you and I were directing like a skit? I just always have thought that working on a horror movie is probably the most fun type of movie to
Oh,
work
I
on.
bet, dude. We'll
You know
crowdfund
what
it, but
I
we'll do like a Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff, except all the animals are
mean?
like super sexy.
Have you ever played that? Why do kids
I've
love that
never
game?
played it, dude.
What is the obsession? It's like I've never played it. I know that kids are obsessed with it. I don't know anything
Do you
about
know
it.
the background of how it was made? Because I love
No.
I'm very autistic and I the background resonates with me. So this guy is a huge Jesus freak.
Okay.
And not even like I'm religious. I think I'm technically Catholic. I'm not one of those dudes who's like, yo, fuck Christianity. I know
Yeah.
you are. I know a lot of you guys are. You know,
I'm
you're
very
very
euphoric.
anti.
In
Yeah.
in this moment, I'm very euphoric. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Uh-huh.
but he was like this video game designer who was super religious and was like, I need to make Bible games. So he was making a bunch of these like
Like kick
Moses's
tracks.
Ark,
Okay.
literally, but like
Yeah.
games. And
Uh-huh.
all the reviews were like, yo, fuck this guy. His Bible characters look creepy as fuck. Like this dude sucks. Like he can't animate. All his animations are creepy. So
Mm-hmm.
he got like really upset, but then was like, they want to see creepy. I'll show them creepy. So he made Five Nights in Freddy's as a
Really?
response for them saying his like style looked very
No
weird, and then it
way.
just fucking took off. But
That's
dude, I
crazy.
said I haven't played it, but I did download a demo many years back, and
Uh-huh.
it's kind of scary. It's a little spooky. Do you know
Well,
the concept?
isn't it for kids? Is it for kids or like young adults or why do kids love it specifically?
Kids love it specifically because the whole marketing thing, not really marketing, but the way it came about was like, Markiplier or like
I know some of
PewDiePie
these
were
were
playing
playing
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is why Undertale became like a thing with kids too, where it's like, I don't think
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure in his head it was for like teens or like late teens,
Mm-hmm.
but just because those types of dudes were playing it, I think it took off.
That's interesting. Dude, yeah. The I've never played that one. For the longest time I never understood why kids loved Minecraft, and then I actually played Minecraft and I was like, oh, okay, low key, this is pretty cool. But yeah, I guess it makes sense that video games in general would just appeal to kids because they're going to be the first ones to hear about it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
There's a bunch of weird shit. I hate when I don't know why, but I fell down the Columbine wormhole
Mm-hmm.
where I was like doing a lot of research on that, and there was like a documentary about this game someone made. And it
Mm-hmm.
was so funny because they hyped the game up and it was like this game really like it lets you get into the mind of the Columbine people and it's like really dark and edgy and it's called like Super Columbine 64 and it's
Mm-hmm.
literally a shitty RPG someone made on RPG Maker. It's literally
Mm-hmm.
just like Final Fantasy but you play as the two shooters and like they go to hell and interact with people and it's like it had no right. It had no right being made. I'm not even one
Yeah.
of those guys who's like you shouldn't make things off tragedy, but it was like if you it was like if Alex Jones made a Sandy Hook shooting game and it was like just whack-a-mole or like
Uh-huh.
something where it was like there's nothing to glean from this. This is like so stupid.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I don't know, man. I would love to like start playing video games again more. I think it would probably be like a fun little harmless
Bro, once
pastime,
Cold
but
Cuts takes off and you're living in LA, we'll get some video games going, bro. We'll become the new Game Grumps.
yeah, yeah. That'd be great. That'd be great. Uh oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure tomorrow we're going to have friend of the podcast Frank Jav C
Oh yeah,
on
very
pod,
hyped to have
which will be
Frankie
very
on.
exciting.
He's a cool dude.
Have you talked to him before or
Yeah,
only on
we've chit chatted. I was asking him for some advice on good areas to look for apartments.
oh, that's cool. I know that he
Yeah.
lives in Cali also, but he I was scrolling through his YouTube also because I knew we were gonna have him on. And I know that's like his bread and butter, right? That's like the big thing that he does.
Well, I don't. I think he's trying to get back into it, but I think he was like very popular in there and then kind of stopped. But I think he's
Yeah.
trying to get back into it.
Um,
His
yeah,
success
I
story is crazy, bro. I think I told you that
what
the
was
one
his
time.
success story? What did he do?
He made a and this is he had already popped off at this point, so it's not really like a success story, but he made a video he showed me where he got drunk and made lasagna,
Oh
but
yeah?
Pendleton Ward saw it, who's the
Oh, really?
creator of Adventure Time,
Yeah.
and that's what led to Frank being on what was that show he was just on like a month ago?
I
Midnight
don't know.
Gospel or am I
Oh,
confusing it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whatever it was, but Pendleton brought him onto a show just because he
That's
was like,
so
I
crazy.
saw you make lasagna drunk and I like what you got.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was actually I didn't watch the lasagna one, but I was watching he has a whole series of him cooking, and that's one of them. And he his like whole thing is that he's like very monotone while he's doing it. Like
Yes,
he's
yeah.
like everything that he describes is like super monotone and yeah, it's funny. Yeah, dude, he's a funny guy. And he's a good video editor. Like that's the other
Oh,
side of it.
yeah.
And some of
And
the
beat
uploads
editor, bro. He made a
yeah,
fresh
great
ass
beat
beat.
editor, just a talented guy all around. Yeah, that shit's dope.
I'm
Dude, maybe he
excited.
needs a roommate. Why don't you hit him up?
I,
Get
I
like
was trying to allude to that, but I get cold feet. I don't want to be the
asking.
guy who's like, can we live together? I feel like that's
Yeah.
so cringe, dude.
Yeah, that's no, that's not cringe. You just ask.
Yeah, we'll
Dude,
see,
just
bro.
be
I'm scoping out Vegas maybe, so I might have to have you hop on a plane and visit me.
that'd be pretty
We'll do a
fun.
little gambling.
Dude, you could have caught Rusty there. He was just there too.
Yeah, he was
Um,
just there for that. Dude, I never. I think we've talked about this. I don't go to concerts. I'm not a concert guy, but the thought of
mhm.
seeing Blink 182 and Motion City Soundtrack and My Chemical Romance and all those like fucking high school banger bands, like I
Oh,
bet that was
classic.
so sick, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I'd actually like to get Rusty back on the podcast again too. It's
We
been like we
should, yeah. I
we
feel
talked to
like
him the first like month that we were doing this, and now it's like it's been a while. But we've been messaging a bit.
that was an
Um,
ass episode, bro. I feel so bad looking back. I don't even
why?
think it was our fault, but The man was just tanked. I feel like we,
I
we
know we
should
all just
not
got
have let
too
him
drunk.
drink that much.
But we were also just early on in our podcasting stage. Like we didn't really
We've grown
uh
so much.
yeah, it's we have grown so much. I feel like we're a little bit better at like structuring things and
Dude, I'm so hyped for us to launch the Patreon and for you to get back from this cruise. We're going to
yes.
hit the ground running. We're going to be going crazy
Dude, it's
mode.
gonna be big time, big time. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for this little vacay. That'll be nice, but I also am excited to I am also excited to kind of just like hit the ground running as soon as I come back. Like I just
Oh, yeah.
I need like a fresh face a little bit. Like right now I'm kind of just spending too much time on Twitter and not really my brain doesn't feel like it's working very
Yeah, you get
much.
that
You know
little
what I mean?
Twitter brain fry. I'm going to try to do like 2 to 3 comics a week once
Uh-huh.
I've secure a new spot, just so I'm like treating it like a full-time job, you know what I mean? But
For sure.
we'll see. I'm curious, bro. I'm a little worried, I can't lie, that because I don't have a job, it's going to be very hard to get approved. Unless I find something that's like super cheap, but to get approved for like apartments and shit.
I mean, dude, this, what I've been saying is what I did at least when I was bouncing around in New York was just subletting. You know what I mean? Like avoiding any having to sign on the dotted line. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
yeah.
that. I and a lot of sublets still can you can get stuff for like 6 to 8 months, and if you pack light, I prefer doing that because then you don't have to worry about like first and last month and all this stupid shit that
Right,
comes with
yeah.
like signing. I hate doing all that shit.
If you're a listener and you're subletting in LA, DM me. Shoot me a little DM.
There we go. Oh, dude, this is completely off topic, but I was going to talk about the Batman movie. Um,
We got 3 minutes.
we got 3 minutes. That's all I gotta say is that I did not like that movie, and the reason I just thought about it now is because I rewatched the Joker movie after seeing this most recent Batman one, and when I watched this Joker movie, I was like, oh man, this Joker movie kind of sucks too. It's like not.
Dude,
I don't think it's a well done
I
movie.
hate to say there's a lot of times where I show Daphne a movie I like and she'll point out how shitty it is and I
That
just
one's
disagree
shit.
with her.
It is pretty shitty.
We rewatched that after I was like, "Babe, you don't understand.
Uh-huh.
It's the quirky white boy movie of the century." And she was just we were going through it just ripping it apart and I was just like, "This movie does kind of suck ass
Dude,
compared to what I
it's
thought
not
of it."
good. I think like Joaquin Phoenix, like I said, is a great actor, but it's kind of like the only redeeming quality about the entire movie. It's just like
And
the
even
whole
then there were
thing is
parts where like cuz I was you were like this too in Elon. You were buddies with like a lot of the actors, right?
mm-hmm.
And there's a certain type of actor who like some actors can pull it off, but there's a certain type of actor who takes things much too seriously.
For sure,
And
yeah.
he very much goes into that. Like when he was
Totally.
like, "Let me do the dance," like I'll do a dance. The director should have been like, uh, "Dance," but like just put a blank tape in. Don't pretend you're recording.
Yeah.
Give him whatever you want. But
Yeah.
I hate that shit. I hate the
I
like.
know. It's a bit much.
Yeah, I get the whole what's it called method acting.
I do and I don't. Like I actually had a I had a drama teacher when I was in high school who was this old British lady who was really like she was really small, but she was super high energy and like off the wall. And she was really into the whole method acting, like Stella Adler, like all this like she wanted all of us to learn stuff that's like acting like a harlequin, like stuff like that, like all like
Yeah,
a lot of like physical acting and stuff like that, which she believed was like is like the root of all good acting, which is interesting. I'm sure there's a whole school of thought there, but like I don't know. It's like I think it depends on the movie, and there's a ton of amazing actors that don't do it. So I would say, is there even a correlation with method acting, or is it just kind of
that's the thing. I'm gonna get this story wrong, but it was like the guy from Lawrence of Arabia and his co-star, and the guy was like, "I have a scene where I'm supposed to haven't slept for 3 days, so I've been up for 3 days and I'm losing my mind." And the guy was like, "My dear boy, Have you tried acting? Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
You could just act. You've been up for 3 days. Like,
Right, literally.
but it works for some people. It does work.
I mean, it's fucking what killed Heath Ledger. He was like addicted to sleeping pills because he was losing his mind playing the
Yeah,
Joker.
that's
Yeah,
how it goes, baby. We're
it
about to cut
just
off,
ain't
but
worth it. Anyway, we'll be right
we'll be right back.
back after these messages.
Flips. What are you sipping on? Cranberry juice or a mixed drink?
A little mixed drink, but I know
Ooh,
we still have some work to
baby.
get done tonight. So,
Baby.
oh baby, is that a root beer Bang Energy?
I wish, bro. I can't find those. I found them everywhere for like a week.
They
And
got
now they're
rid of them
just like,
already.
yeah, I'm sure someone died or something. It was like the Four Loco effect. Dude, I remember those in
That's funny.
college. That shit was insane, dude.
What? The
The pre-nerfed Four Loco.
Oh God, yeah,
You
no.
knew they nerfed them, right?
I knew that they nerfed him. Is it
Like
because
they,
somebody died?
yeah, but I think it was because what was the deal with them? Were they caffeinated?
Yeah, I think they were caffeinated and alcoholic, and I think they probably had to reel something in. Like
Something happened, yeah, where someone got murked and they
I
were
think I had a
like,
heart attack,
"Ugh."
and they were just like, maybe we should lighten this up. I think they just changed the recipe to be less potent.
Yeah.
Um,
Dude, I was like
ugh.
such an animal in college with my mixed drinks. You know, I had that liquor job before I started doing the YOLO shit full time, which I
Mhm.
definitely jumped the ship too soon.
Oh
A little
yeah,
extra cash on the side might have been a good move, but
yeah,
I don't know. I might hop back into. My buddy apparently wants me to come cut limes for like 20 an
yeah. You
hour, which
mentioned
I'm
that.
like, that
That's a
sounds
great. That
fresh.
sounds great. Why not?
At
Yeah.
first, I thought he cut lines, and I was even more
And you're
excited.
like,
But I
oh
think it's
hell
just
yeah.
limes. But yeah, they all used to make fun of me because they're like, "What do you mix with like everything?" And everything, like every alcohol we had, it was like Diet Coke. Everything goes with Diet Coke. I don't see the need to change it. But dude, in college, I remember, dude, this was like such a badass night, bro. I hooked up with the cutest chick ever.
Oh, let's go.
I don't know if you remember. Do you remember? She was one of the acting chicks. She was like very short. Her name was Katie. She's like a little redhead.
Don't remember.
Anyway, the night we hooked up, I was like out of mixers and I was like, I need to be more drunk for this. I'm too shy. And I was
Uh-huh.
drinking. I remember distinctly because I puked it all out the next day and it was
Oh,
so painful, but it was tequila and then black coffee that I was mixing
oh,
it. Dude, the worst combo
disgusting.
I've ever had. But I was just like, yeah, this works. This
That's
totally works for me, bro.
disgusting, man. Just drink it straight at that
I
point. Like
can't,
that is
dude. I
just
can't. I'm such like a poos about drinking stuff straight, dog. I can't
no.
handle it.
You got. I gotta just. I have to most of the time. I mean, actually, the worst thing, the only type of booze that I just cannot stomach. I've never liked it, but I had a higher tolerance for it when I was, in my younger days. But now I'm just like, oh, I don't know what it is. It's just like anything that has that like malty alcohol flavor. Like I
What, like
even
a
they
tall boy?
not like a tall boy necessarily, but like those like Bud Light like limeritas or
Yes,
strawberrytas or
yes,
something,
yeah.
and it's not beer, and it's not any other discernible type of alcohol. It's just that like malt, like some type of
Well,
like
dude, to
yeah,
me, those fuck you up not because of the malt shit, but because it's like there's so much
so much
sugar
sugar. Yeah, no,
that like
that's
fucks me up, dude. As soon as I stop drinking like super sugary shit, I still to this day, I've maybe only had one hangover in my life. I really think I
uh-huh.
have that weird, it's not a disease, but I read about it because I looked it up because I was like, something's wrong with me where like if I drink, I'll wake up at like 8 a.m. the next day, like, I
Rejuvenated.
feel
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah, and
that's
it's like
crazy.
it's so weird, but I think part of it is I drink like an hour before bed. I'll drink like a gallon of
That's
water.
the way to do it. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I was
Yeah,
fucked up for
that's
that Rusty interview, bro.
I mean, yeah, I was drinking too. Dude, it's like even I know this is just the other part that makes no fucking sense to me. It's just I know people love them because it's like the hot thing right now, but I've never had a like a hard seltzer that doesn't have that malty aftertaste that
Yeah,
like White Claws, which I know is like the go-to that everyone has. I don't get how people can like just I'd rather drink beer or a mixed drink. Like it's just that aftertaste is so potent to me in a White Claw because there's also nothing masking it. It's like it's
Yeah.
flavored like a LaCroix, but you can still taste that just like I don't even know. It's like this like terrible
It's
sudsy. Do you know what I'm talking
almost like a
about?
metallic taste, right? It's like a
There's something just not
yeah.
right with it. And
The
it's like
aftertaste is funky.
I actually think that like in a good mixed drink, tequila especially is a great example of this, but like in a good mixed drink, the booze, even though the flavor of the booze can actually complement the drink and make it
Oh
taste
yes,
good. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like in a really good margarita or something, you can taste the tequila, but it's
It's
good. Like it has
good.
like a great,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
That's why I
That's
do
why I
Diet Coke all the time, baby.
yeah, there you go. That's why I don't like drinks that are just like it doesn't taste like alcohol at all. It's like they're usually worse to me for that reason
That
because
was
it's
like
so much sugar.
that's a very high school thing. I remember in high school that was my
Yeah.
thing because my cousin was like not teaching me how to drink, but I was like
Mm-hmm.
16 and he would like steal alcohol from his friends or something and they yeah, this one doesn't taste like
Mm-hmm.
alcohol at all, bro. It's crazy. But now it's like I kind of like the bite. I
For
think that's why I
sure.
like cigs. It's like I like the pain.
Yeah, one of the first, if not the first alcohol that was ever like poured for me when I was in like high school and my friend was just like, "Yo, like try this," was uh this like Fruit Loop flavored vodka. Do you know
Oh
what that
hell yeah.
is? Have you ever
No.
had that?
But
It's
we had something similar. It was called Blue. It's either Blue Zombie or Blue Kookaroo, but it was the same thing. It was this vodka that just tasted like
like Fruit Loops here,
Fruit Loops. Yeah.
like Fruit Loops vodka. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Here's
Let's
the
see if
thing
this
though,
is
when I
any.
have those these days, they're ass. Like any Smirnoff flavored thing tastes so fucking
No, they're
shitty.
terrible. This one was. Why can't I? Oh wait, I found it. Three olives, loopy. This is what it
Ooh.
was.
Ooh.
Loopy three olives. And it was literally just like, I don't know if he got it or he stole it from his dad or something like that, but it's literally vodka that had like the aftertaste of it tasted like Fruit
And this
Loops
was without
cereal.
a mixer.
Yeah, we were just drinking this. Like he was like, take a shot of this, take a shot of this. It's like, okay. I don't think I got drunk that night because I think I only had like one shot of it, but
Dude, the
I
one
remember the
alcohol
first
I can
time.
drink straight that tastes so good
Mm-hmm.
is what's that shit that's used in Irish car bombs? Jägermeister
Yeah,
or
Jaeger.
something?
Yeah, yeah.
What is that made out of? Because that's so
It's
good.
its own thing. It's like it's an aperitif, but it's flavored like licorice. I actually really like Jägermeister. It's funny, it has like a terrible connotation surrounding it because yeah, people associate it with like Jaeger bombs and I think barfing mostly, but
Yeah.
and also it has a really gnarly name and the bottle it comes in makes it looks like liquid death, but actually I like the flavor of black licorice and that's what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Jaeger. It's good.
Dude, I don't think he'll ever hear this, but I do love you, Niall. If you do hear this, I
From One
do care
Direction?
for you. No, my buddy we grew up with in Saudi.
Okay.
Dude, this guy was like
Because I know for a fact that what the One Direction Nile does, he listens to the
he
podcast
does listen to
sometimes.
the pod. He's big.
Yeah,
Is he the
he
one that
messaged me.
was dating Gigi?
That was what? Sorry, you
He was
cut out for a
dating
sec.
Gigi Hadid or whatever.
Oh, is that
He's the one
maybe? I
who
have no
first broke
idea.
away from the band.
I'm not up to date on my
You got to catch up, brother. You
Okay.
got to catch up. But dude, Niall was a strange one because he was this Pakistani dude who, growing up when we were kids, he wasn't ugly, but he had like snaggle teeth, and he was like highest grades in the class. He was like a huge
Mm-hmm.
nerd. And yeah, one time, the first time I noticed something was up with him, because dude, I have so many Nile horror stories. I let him come live with me for a week, and my roommates ended up kicking him out. It was fucking ass. Maybe I'll get to that. But you know, one time in Saudi, because once you graduate, you can still come back for like 2 or 3 years. So we were
Mm-hmm.
in college at the time, and we came back to visit, and it was me, my buddy Max, and then Niall.
Mm-hmm.
Max, I love. He had my same last name growing up, so we were like, we're brothers. Smith.
Nice.
I don't know. I think you can find my last name. I'm not trying to keep it a secret, but anyway, we got drunk with him one night, and I keep going off on tangents, but bro, the alcohol in the U.S. you don't realize how good it is not in
Hmm.
terms of quality, but how good it is in terms of taste because Saudi's a dry country. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So every parent had to make alcohol.
That is so
Um,
crazy to me. You've mentioned that before, but
yeah,
that's kind of badass though. I'm into that.
it was kind of badass, bro. Because like I remember, because when my parents started doing it, because we had like three bathrooms, and one of the bathrooms just became the "Don't go in there, Zach," and it was like just some rig. They would all buy like these rigs and set them up, but you could either make two things. You could make wine,
Hmm.
which I used to steal wine from my parents, and it was the worst tasting shit in the whole world. I still hate
Hmm.
wine because of it. It
I'm
was
not
like
a
the
wine
first thing I
drinker
got drunk
either.
on.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate wine because it's like it either tastes like my asshole, and that's
Hmm.
like the good stuff,
Hmm.
or it's like overly sugary and it's like
I know.
still tastes like shit. And I'm just
And
like,
the other thing about wine is it puts me to sleep. I think that's
yes,
also I think
wine drunk.
it's kind of a meme that I think it's like a Jewish thing that for some reason drinking wine puts you to sleep. I don't know why, but it does totally do that for me. Like I would never drink wine. Like you know how there's girls that like
Love
or like
wine.
love wine or like even in college there was people would get like boxed wine or stuff like that, but it just makes me sleepy time.
That was popular at Elon. They'd get the box wine, they'd pull
Slap
the
the
box
bag.
out and do the
Yeah,
slap
slap the
bag thing.
bag.
Dude, I always knew wine was bullshit as soon as like, oh, this one's it's 7 million years old and it's the best wine ever. But I remember there was like, I wouldn't call it a scandal. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
tipsy and exaggerating things, but there was that huge thing when there was a big famous wine competition,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy Chuck, unless it's not his name, but he made a wine called Two-Buck Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
It was 1 month old and it beat out all the like $2 million
That's
old wine.
awesome.
That's when I was like, okay, confirmed
It's
wine is
bullshit.
stupid. It's bullshit. Um,
I feel that way with beer also. I fucking hate.
I like beer and I'm not a beer snob either, bro. I know a lot of people, you have to have
No,
this one or this one, but Rolling Rock was my shit at
that's what
Elon,
I'm
bro.
saying. I like cheap beer, and actually, like, I finally feel like we're at the tail end of this. I don't know why the 2010s were plagued with fucking craft beer. Like everybody was opening their own craft beer,
Or
and it
just
all tasted like shit.
beer with the highest amount of hops you've ever had. And like,
My God, you
oh,
would
dude,
sip
it's
it,
so good, bro.
it would like burn your eyebrows off, and you're like, nothing like a
Literally,
refreshing beer on a
literally,
hot
dude.
summer day. Like, it's like, dude, you know what's literally like my favorite beer is fucking Coors Light. Like, it's
Coors
like,
Light is baller, bro.
dude, I could literally like put back, I could just keep putting them back all night, never feel sick, never get like bloated feeling. It just, and they're like smooth as hell. Fucking
Dude,
love cheap
you
beer.
ever have a Yingling?
Yeah, I like Yingling.
Dude,
I
they
like
make
Yingling.
them right by me. This is the reason I might move back to Pennsylvania. But first of all, you can smoke in the bars, which is
Uh-huh.
so fresh. But all the beers are fairly cheap, but they make Yingling so close to where my parents live, where I visit, that it's like 99 cents for like a giant one at the
Uh-huh.
bar. And then in LA, it's like, yeah, that'll be $12 for a beer. And I'm like, I'm going to blow my brains out. Anyway, before I
Yeah.
got sidetracked, you could make
Sorry.
two. No, you're adding to it. I'm rambling. There was two types of alcohol your parents could make: wine, or then, which is what my parents did, or the
Uh-huh.
other one, which it was called Siddiqui, and I'm probably
Hmm.
pronouncing that incorrectly, but it's Arabic and it means like my friend.
Okay. I thought
Um,
Habibi meant my friend.
it does, but it's along those
Like
lines.
different. Okay. Different but the
I'm
same.
not gonna look it up because it's gonna take me forever. But
I'll
it
look it up
was
while you're telling a story.
look up Siddiqui alcohol, but it's the equivalent of I don't even think it's like a Saudi thing. It's literally just moonshine. It's like
Hmm.
so high alcoholic content. Like I remember the whole thing was I don't know if it's true, but it could make you go blind. That was like the big
What?
thing me and my
Oh
friends
yeah,
would
I
always
have
tell
heard
because
that
we heard
actually.
about
Here,
that.
let's see.
Yeah,
Code Arabic name for black market alcohol distilled from fermented sugar water, often fermented in stills and made from used propane cylinders, according to specifications
how do you
given on the
spell it on
blue.
that article? I'm gonna type it into a translator.
This one is Siddique, but when I looked it up, completely misspelled it like Sadiki or something like that. And it still took me here. But this is on Urban Dictionary. That's where this one is.
Oh, meaning truthful. No,
But you
that's
know,
Sadiq.
Sadiq. I don't know. This says Siddiqui.
I don't know.
Sadiq?
We
I
were
have no
always
idea.
told it meant friend or whatever, but dude, and this
You
is fucked. You know how like kids would just be like, "Yeah, if you do like weed through your eye, you'll get higher." There were always like weird things like that.
uh-huh.
This kid was like, "Bro, check it out. I found out how to get so wasted so fast." And he poured a whole tablespoon of Siddiqui, which is like, if you've ever had moonshine, it's
Hmm.
non-flavored. It's like drinking fire.
Yeah, it's
It's literally like
insane.
rubbing alcohol. This dude snorted it, and I was
What the
just like,
fuck?
and he was like, "Oh," in so much pain for like 20 minutes, and then like, "Dude, wasn't that sick?" And I was just like, "No,
No,
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 that
it was
was
not.
that was cringe, dude."
Well, there are actually I know here's some fucking nerd shit for you. There are actually seven types of liquor, and every other liquor subtype
It's like a
falls underneath
combination.
those. Yeah, it
Oh, word.
basically they're all underneath there. So it's. Do you think you can name them? The seven?
No, not at all.
I'm gonna tell you right now. It's whiskey, vodka, gin, rum, tequila, mezcal, and brandy. Those are the
Where does
seven.
wine fall in there?
Well, the wine's not a liquor. Like
Oh, I'm
wine's a
so stupid.
spirit. Yeah, so any like hard liquor falls under there. And I know that moonshine is actually it falls under whiskey
Oh, word.
along with like rye and bourbon. All of those are types of whiskeys because they're distilled, I think, from the same crop. I think they're all distilled from wheat. Like I think that's where it comes from. Um, but some of that other shit, like this, like I'd be curious what this would fall. Well, I mean, Siddiqui, I think would probably fall under a type of rum because rum is distilled from a sugar cane.
Well,
Uh,
I would assume whiskey though, because I thought it was literally identical to moonshine.
well, moonshine. I mean, I think the only thing that's similar about the two of them is that they're made. It's like a DIY liquor, but
Yeah,
the types of liquor are stem from what is being distilled to
the
make it.
process or
The
whatever.
process.
Yeah,
So vodka is potatoes, gin is juniper berries, brandy is actually distilled from wine. So they take a wine and then they distill it further. What are the other ones? Rum is sugar, Daphne sighting.
Daphne sighting.
But anyway, yeah.
I think she's
Um,
cooking dinner.
have you had mezcal before?
I have had mezcal.
I like mezcal.
Dude, my buddy was telling me about this one. I gotta finish the Nile story because I literally went on 6 billion tangents. But my buddy
That's
was
right.
telling me about this one that you can only find in Mexico, where it's like, I guess it's essentially like a fermented cactus, but it's literally just like goo, an alcoholic goo
Oh,
that
what?
apparently is like very refreshing and good. But I want to figure what that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Slurring.
I'd
Anyway, the
I'd
Nile
be
story,
curious.
just to wind it down, because
Anyway, sorry, yeah.
I'm gonna cut it in half because I was gonna tell you another weird story with it, but I'll save it future episode. But
Uh-huh.
I have a distinct memory. It was so funny when I was living in New York, and because I thought about this because we got Jaeger, we brought Jaeger up, but he like, hey, he just randomly walked up to these ladies. He was so bad. I don't know how good he is now, but he was so bad at getting pussy because he used to be like very nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
So like we go to the bar and he's like, dude, those chicks are hot. He walks over like, hey, can I buy you guys a drink? Or can I buy you a drink to the chick? And she's like, sure, but can my 6 friends get a drink too? And he's like, you can see it in his head. He's like, oh, I'm in. And then any other dude who's done this before, you're just like, dude, they're just trying to get drinks out of you.
Right.
But he like buys them the drink. They all do it. And they immediately, hey, thanks. And then just
Get up and
immediately
leave.
walk away. And he's just like, comes back to us like, dude, what the fuck? It's just like, bro, you're an idiot, dude.
You got played, dude. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it's crazy that girls like go to that they just yeah, what the hell? I just got a crazy fucking this cannot be right, bro.
What happened? Is the FBI looking for you?
This is more of like an off-pod thing to bring up, probably. It's just not interesting to the.
Okay.
It's not interesting, I don't think. Anyway, sorry. I just got an interesting notification on my phone, but
I'm scared, dog.
no, it's not really that big of a deal, but we'll address it later. Um, what the hell was I gonna? What were we just talking about? We were talking about your friend. Oh yeah. How would you feel if you were at a bar and your chick somebody offered your chick a drink, like said, "Let me, hey baby, let me buy you a drink."
Angry.
Would you be angry,
Yeah.
or would you just let it because she's like, just like, let me get the free drink. Why shouldn't I?
This is
My
like,
girl posed that question to me, and I reacted the same way as you. I was like, I would kill him.
yeah.
And she's like, why? What would it matter? Like he would just be buying me a drink,
It's
and then you
weird
don't have
because
to.
this is what I think Vosh was talking about. Because I think we brought this up when we talked to him, where I was like, dude, his whole take on like people are only in monogamous relationships because they're jealous. And it's like, dude, no, what? No, no, no.
It's funny,
But that's the
but
same thing where that's a scenario where it's like the guy's not having sex with her; he's literally just buying her a drink. Where it
hmm
is like in a just world, I would probably be like, yeah, she gets. I don't have to buy her one now.
I know,
You know what I
right?
mean? But I would still be in the actual world. I would
Sure.
be very angry.
I can fully recognize that my reaction is probably problematic and like a result of some fucking toxicity or some shit like that. But my gut reaction is to put my thumbs in his eye
Through his
socket
eyes
and
and
rip his head into.
do the barbarian. Yeah.
And
Spoiler. Spoiler.
spoiler. Oh yeah, that is a spoiler. Can you somebody who skipped like 30 minutes forward to like avoid all the
Oh
Barbarian
yeah, they're just
spoilers,
like,
and they
fuck.
were like, "Oh, thank God I missed it," and then you just dropped another one.
Damn it.
No. Um,
I apologize.
should we read an
Me
email?
sorry.
Do we have time to read a
Pull
couple?
up.
We do have a
Pull one
couple.
up. Dude, I just got a great comment on I posted that picture of me shitting.
I didn't even see that one. I think I'm not up to date.
I
Let's
posted a
see
picture of
here.
me shitting and I got a banger comment.
Uh-huh.
This
What
is
does it say?
from Red. His profile picture's a pumpkin. You look
Okay.
like a pedo.
Uh,
That's
oh,
powerful.
that's what he said to you?
Yes, dude.
Okay, that's interesting. You look like a pedo.
I'm
Uh,
livid. I'm angry.
hang on. I want to make sure that I'm not skipping anybody's. Uh, Second
Yeah, we were
Harris.
kind of like hopping around.
I know we still had a lot that we did not. Pokemon. Okay, I don't think we read that one yet. I'm trying to find the first one. Bread Boy.
Oh, I got to shout out because I
What's
asked him
up?
if he wanted me to tag him in anything, but he said he mainly just uses Discord, which is crazy to me, bro. I hate Discord because I don't know what I'm doing. It's like a step
Mm-hmm.
below TikTok in terms of like I cannot navigate this. But Commodorian did the music for last episode. He did like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
8-bit
So
remix, which
sick.
was so fresh.
I do think that we shouted them out during the episode, but
Did we?
yeah, that was super cool. And we got a lot of positive responses to that. They were like, yo, this remix is so sick.
With the
It
new
is
Game
super
Grumps,
sick.
baby.
Yeah, we are. Okay, I have an email here which I don't think we read last time. I'm pretty sure because we read the one from Conga Healy last time, which was them
Was that the
giving
one
a lot
being
of
nice
word,
to you, or was
yeah,
that the
very
one
nice words
shitting
of
on?
encouragement.
Oh, not the
No, that was the
anti-house
one
one.
from last week. Yeah, this one is from Grunkle Chubs. Um,
Oh, this dude's a patron, I think.
and they said, yeah, yeah, he is a patron. He or she, sorry, or they. Uh, they said,
Grunkle.
don't sweat the, yeah, Grunkle Chubs. Don't sweat the small stuff, fellas. Howdy, I'm among the many other Voshites that have stayed, and I love your guys' sense of humor. I watched the recent podcast episode, and it's sad to hear what you guys have to go through on Twitter when you just want to post funny comics on the internet. I think this was also, this is kind of an old email, so I think it's in relation to the
You getting hazed
me,
for
me
being
getting my
anti-Native
fucking,
American.
yeah, getting spanked online.
Do you
All that
regret
is
making that comic?
not at all, not even a little bit.
But just a one panel of an Indian guy going "Hey ahoya, hey ahoya." I mean, what was the joke, Harris? I don't
Damn
get it.
it. Yeah, no, I don't regret making that alien comic at all. It's like it was part of my growth also now. Now I know when I see some shit like that in the future to just not engage at all. There's just no fucking reason.
There's an
Um,
asterisk after not engaged that is saying, "Cold Cuts listeners,
if
find
you
this
see
person,
it, yeah, if you
kill
see
them."
it, you should engage for me, please, so to save me the fucking headache. Okay, all that aside, I have a question. What would both of your bottom tens look like? The opposite of your top 10 things. It's easy to ask what your favorite things are, but what are your least favorite things? It doesn't have to be exactly 10 things, it doesn't matter. I'm just curious what things really grind your gears. Thanks.
So we can do a quick three each. Now,
Quick three
is
each.
this total open road.
It says there's no category at all, so it would just be
TikTok is up there for me for sure.
hate TikTok.
And not
Okay,
even in
I don't
like
hate TikTok that much though.
there's kind of like a cringy like these kids these days and their stupid little videos and whatever, but the UI is just too confusing for me, and it also just seems like 10 seconds of fame, not really worth like
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know.
I
I'm
mean,
not a big fan.
Kyle on Kyle's County, when he was on our episode a couple weeks ago, he has a ton of TikTok followers, like hundreds of thousands or something like that on TikTok. But I was telling him, like, I was gassing him up, like, dude, that's crazy. And he was like, dude, it doesn't mean shit. Like, it's like the fucking
That was his
TikTok,
point, like it
that
doesn't
was he was saying,
translate.
it doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't translate anywhere. Like, you can't, those TikTok followers don't follow you to your other platforms,
Yeah.
basically. Um, which is, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, like, because TikTok is just, it's a really hands off. There's very little interaction. Twitter has the most interaction, right? Like, you get completely,
You get called a pedo.
yeah, but you can just get completely entangled in like conversations and learning too many details about people. There's almost no ana- anonymity. Like, it just feels like, even though somebody might be anonymous, like they may have not their real name, no photo, you know nothing actually about them. When you click on their profile, it is like a glimpse into this person's brain, and then
Yeah.
you
Especially
actually
if
know
you go
too
through their
much
likes
about them.
list. Yeah.
Yeah. TikTok, I feel like, is so surface level. Instagram's somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? Um, Reddit is also kind of like, you don't really know that much about people's lives. Except people were just talking about how Ken Bone, people found his Reddit account,
That
got
was
discovered.
so fucked up, bro. He became so famous because everyone thought he was like a little sweetie.
And then, of
And then
course, and
all
then he
these
was
news
like a
articles were
pervert.
like he looks at like I think it was like inflation porn. Don't
Yeah.
quote me on that. I could be wrong, but it was
I
weird
think it
stuff
was
like that.
I think it was diaper porn. I think that's what I read. It was like
Oh, I
diaper
hope that
fetish.
wasn't it.
I think that's what it was.
That's no
But
good,
that's
dog.
also why I do not like, I have a natural visceral repulsion to any, not, I don't even think Ken Bone is necessarily a bad person. I don't know if he's done anything criminal. I think he's just kind of a weird dude, but like, I hate dudes or chicks, but there's something even worse about when it's a dude, that are just like cute. Ooh, this is my persona. I'm just like a little sweetheart, because it's like,
This is
dude,
anti-twink rhetoric.
what's the other? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, bottom three things. Here's a bottom three thing. I fucking hate. Uh, I hate skits on rap albums. I fucking hate when I'm
Really?
listening. Yes, I never understand the shit when I'm listening to an album. I mean, there are some that are just like fine, or they're like, if they're short, if there's like a short one here and there to just like splice up the album or whatever, okay, no big deal. But there are some fucking albums, especially there was this wave of it in like the early 2000s, that rappers were like, I need to put a minute and a half skit between every fucking song on this album. There's this one song that I was just listening to all by I think it's Method Man. You know Method Man, right?
Yeah,
From
yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan. And he has a song, fuck, I'm not even gonna remember what it was. Where is it? I don't know what the song was. I was listening to it at the gym. It came on like I was like kind of listening through the album, because I think it showed up on my Spotify or something. And it's like he does a lot of hard like boom bap rap. Like, it's very like minimal melody, but just a lot of you know what I mean? And then this one came on and it was like a smooth ass beat. It was like this like twinkly like guitar and this like slow shit. And I was like, ooh, this is a nice beat. And it's like, it's going on. And then it's like 30 seconds into the song, it goes like, ew, like turns down. He's like, yo, what the fuck is this slow shit, man? Like, why am I rapping over this shit? And I'm like, dude, fuck you. Fuck you. Why did you insert this fucking stupid ass
It sounds like
skit
you
on
were
this
more
song?
mad that the beat was fire and he was ripping on it, no?
No, but it's like, yeah, well, that's part of it, because I'm just like, buddy, someone is sitting at home, like, just like, yo, what the fuck, Method Man? You're rapping over this like really sweet beat. I thought you only rap over fucking like hard shit. I didn't listen to this to listen to good music. I listened to it to get fucking angry. It's like, no, just fucking this shit pisses me off. And it's like it's every fucking rap out. Finally, it does feel like we're in a time where rappers aren't really doing it so much anymore. They're kind of just like, are there even rappers anymore? Everybody's just like emo. There's no
Yeah, the
rappers.
Drain Gang. Drain
It's just
Gang.
Drain
Dude,
Gang.
I gotta say though, like I love the skits on like Eminem's early shit and Kanye's early shit.
Oh yeah,
Like there's a few in there that make me chuckle.
Kanye has good skits. Well, I like these are the only good skits that I can think of. I like Kanye's skits on Late Registration that are the Bernie Mac skits. Who's
Yes.
like, oh, I knew I'd see you again. Like all those things are like great. I like those, but it has to be a good fucking skit. Like if you're gonna put a skit on your album, it should elevate your album, not it shouldn't just be to fucking space it out. It feels like lazy sometimes. Like, oh,
Yeah, there's
we need to hit the 45-minute mark on this album, and we only have 8 songs. So we need
yeah,
to just put some fucking
there's some
skits in
ass
here.
ones. Or if it's like I hate when it's like because they're called skits, so you expect something funny. But I know like I think it was on Life of Pablo.
Mm-hmm.
It ended with this voicemail skit that was just a guy praising him,
Mm-hmm.
the wavy guy or whatever, and it was just like those I don't care about. But when
Hey,
they're
what
like
the fuck is
actually funny or
this?
they lead into like the song or if there's a story, I'm like, me likey, me
If
likey.
there are ways to do it that are good, but a lot of them are just garbage. And voice memos on an album are like, how fucking cliche are we guys? Like, why are we
Totally
doing this
ass.
shit? Yeah.
Totally ass. I don't know if we're gonna
Um,
be able to hit two more each, but I'm trying to think of if we do
I don't
one
know.
more.
Maybe we could hit one more each. I can't even think of another thing.
It's such a broad topic of like something you just
I know
viscerally
you
hate
just
that
don't
it's just
like.
like
My least favorite things.
there was something I didn't like the other day that I saw someone do that I feel like is a trope. What is it?
I'm trying to like narrow it down to something like that, more like a cliche that I see in like movies or music or something. Like, otherwise, I don't know what the fuck to. Oh, here's another thing I hate. I don't know if these pop up. I'm sure they're in fucking California too. I hate. Um, you're gonna be surprised to hear this, but I fucking hate like sandwich cafes, like
Oh,
places
really?
that I like sandwiches from like a deli because they're usually like $7 and it's like the fattest sandwich you've ever seen and it's like really fucking good and it's fresh. But the sandwich cafes that show up in Florida are like, or they're like juice cafes, like
Oh,
smoothie
yes. Yeah,
sandwich
dude. Yeah.
cafes, and everything's like $18, and it's just tastes like stale places.
You can literally
Yeah,
just go to the fucking convenience store and make a sandwich at that level for like $5. They're just like
yeah,
trash, dude. Yeah. I
yeah.
hate that. Yeah, I concur.
I
I
hate that
concur on
shit.
that.
They're everywhere in Miami. There's not so many of them in Coral Springs, but I actually got I got a promoted ad on my Instagram for one that was it must have like seen my location and it was called like Goji Berry or some I knew right away from the picture and the name of the place that it was exactly in line with this overpriced shitty juice press sandwich shop with like no fucking personality that white women over 40 are going to go frequent. And I saw some ad that was like, we're opening a location in my area. And like, I literally just commented on Maine. But I was on Instagram, so I don't think anybody saw it. But I commented on this fucking ad, and I was like, "Fuck yourselves!" Like they're like, I literally was like, I literally listed off. I'm like, if anybody is seeing this ad and reading the comments, here are fucking 10 amazing family-owned places that are in this area that you should patronize, as opposed to this fucking dog shit chain smoothie place. I was like, really in my feelings about it at the time. And I was like lamenting to my group chat about it. I was like, "Do you see this shit?" And they're like, "Buddy," they're like, "I think you're losing it a little bit." I was just like,
Bruh.
"I cannot
Bruh.
stand that shit." Piss me off.
Dude,
Anyway.
I hate this phrase. I'll get to it in a sec. So this will be my final thing, but it was you bringing that up. I used to do that. I'd comment on ads cuz I was like, "Yo, let me see if I can fuck them up." Cuz it's like they paid for
Yeah.
the ad space, so if you ruin it for them, it's like it just costs them a little money. But I think it was There was some Shia LaBeouf movie, The Peanut Butter Falcon,
Yeah.
and they were doing ads for it on Twitter, and they said something about the Peanut Butter Falcon, and I was like, yeah, I commented like, yeah, me and my girl from college used to do the Peanut Butter Falcon all the time, and someone commented like, you sir win the internet for today, and I was in my head, I went, I will never comment
No,
on another
no.
ad
I
ever
know.
again,
Do you know
dude.
what's so funny is that's like 90% of the way that people interact online. That's
That's how it
like
is, especially on Reddit, dude, where it's like
it's so much of that
the
on
the
Reddit.
best one is when it's like I feel like there's a thing where
Upvote for
people
you,
post
sir.
these.
Yeah,
Dude,
upvote for
not
you,
even that
gentle
one. The
sir.
one where it's like, I don't have enough money right now, but someone give this guy gold. And it's like, this is so cringe, dude.
This are you fucking kidding me, man? Wait, dude, I kind of want to pull up like a Reddit assemble thing. Hang on a sec. I,
We'll do. I think we'll do an episode if you guys give us some. You know what? Tell us in the comments. Give us some funny subreddits that we're either gonna
oh,
cringe at or that
that
we'll
would be
laugh at.
really fun.
Yeah, we'll go
Yeah.
through one of them one day.
Okay, let me go to the top all time of Reddit assemble.
And is this the secret club or what is this?
No, this is just something that I saw because I needed to find a picture online that I could react to something with that was Reddit assemble, and I found this picture of Captain America, but he has Reddit on his forehead, and he's
Oh
like
hell yeah!
Reddit assemble.
Oh hell yes!
Um, okay, let's see. Oh, actually, I can get behind this one. This is the top post of all time, but it's the Lisa Simpson meme, and it says what does it say? There is a channel called Mouse Arrest, and he tortures mice by calling them rat traps. Let's unite and get it banned. See if there's an update.
Dude,
Uh,
that makes me so angry.
that pisses me off. But I
Not even the guy
hopefully they did it.
torturing rats, but the fact this is the same anger I got when that your buddy you used to work with thought you were being
Uh-huh.
racist and was like, "Holy cringe, Batman!" But it's
That
like
making a Lisa Simpson meme is like the worst way you
literally if
could
someone
fucking
like
do something.
torturing animals to death, and it's like,
It's
oh,
like
we gotta fight him.
actually yeah like yeah the
Oh
YouTube did get
God,
banned. If you guys any mouse heads at home, if you were really concerned about that,
our mouse
uh
boys.
wow, I think this must have been the highlight of their lives because there's a ton of memes that are just related. I just this is really this is really funny to me.
The floating
The
guy
floating Reddit.
labeled Reddit.
That's good.
Are these unironic? Or people are posting them to laugh?
These are definitely unironic.
Oh God, yeah, we'll go through this one. I think.
Oh, here's another one. Another Lisa Simpson meme.
Oh no.
Jesus
See,
Christ.
I
There's a
I don't even have to read that one, and there's too many words.
I know, why
There's
make a
too
meme out of
many
this?
words, bro.
All right, a lot of these have to do with animal abuse. Dude, all there is a YouTube channel that tortures squids. There is a YouTube channel that posts cockfighting videos. What is this shit? Who are these guys?
How is the AI YouTube bot so good at telling when I say fuck or I want to fuck femboy ass and then
I know.
cuts it,
Or
but then a video of like an animal getting its head ripped off, they're like,
they're like
"It-
they're like, "Who? Where? You hear something?"
this is just Tom and Jerry.
Like you're literally like sucking on a dude's dick like usual, and they're like, "Shut him
Banned.
down."
That's
And
because
for
Drake,
like,
bro. Dude, he looks. Did you see his new style?
he looks horrendous.
Dude, he looks
He looks
so
horrendous.
fruity, dog.
He's looked so bad for so long, but he takes pictures like a white wine mom.
That's the
That's
what,
like
dude. It's
that's
always
like
like a
his thing.
sensual,
He's
like,
always it's the angle where it's like way up and he's like pouty lips.
dude. Yeah. Oof.
I actually, you know what? I actually I think he's a virgin,
I
honest to
wouldn't be
God.
surprised,
I
bro.
think his whole shtick that he like sleeps with women, I don't think he's ever actually like with all the women that have been like, oh my God, Drake, I guarantee he takes them out and he says like two words to them and they're like, oh my God, man, I made a mistake.
This
I
guy
need I
sucks.
need to get out of here, dude. Guarantee it. Guarantee
He's
it.
ass, bro. I
He
fucking
sucks.
hate Drake. I'm a
All right,
hater. Official Drake
we're in
hater.
the last minute right now.
Hell yeah.
Anything
Dude,
else
this
you want
was
to say? We answered one email.
we did
Not a
answer one
good
email. This was just a Barbarian drunk episode, but I'll do a sneak peek of two of the black and white
whoa.
hollows. Whoa.
Whoa. Those are so sick,
I know
man.
they
Your
came out
Shmeep
so
came out
fresh.
so good in the
Dude, I
dog
love
costume.
yours came out dope too, bro. It's extra
So clean.
crispy. But
Dude, I'm so excited to drop these cards.
dude, me
Dude.
too. I gotta get that animation finished because we're ready to go.
Yeah, we're ready to rip, man. It's gonna be lit.
Oh
Thanks
yeah.
again for tuning in to another spicy episode of Cold Cuts podcast. We will see you tomorrow, actually. Well,
Oh yeah.
no.
You
I
just did
will
the
we'll record tomorrow.
N word in
Oh, is that what I just
I
said?
think so, yeah. Oh, don't do it again.
Oh, sorry.
Don't do it. Yeah. Hey.